dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the twilight.
I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday we'll touch the sky. You're an angel, little baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just a rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all
Oh, yeah, just like that.
Ooh.
We here.
Yeah, we here. Not even back.
Not even back. Here, back for the first time. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangster.
baby.
And if you don't know,
Now you know.
now
Okay. So yesterday,
Okay.
Wednesday,
Okay.
when we got the notification was there that we were on.
Okay.
Right.
Because you did something. We're going to just go ahead and say
You're
that.
gonna say it. Okay.
I'm going to just say because you did something. It was something that you did that made the notification go.
Well, now it's not that no more.
Okay. Well, y'all notify you. It's in my, I get a thing that just says Tampa Bay. Is that what you mean in the notification?
Yeah, like it'll pop up in like like it'll be like.
I'm getting that.
See, I don't. Everybody like I got it.
Yeah.
I saw it on Wednesday, but
Okay.
did not see it today. But I mean, hey, listen,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. We're gonna share
Yeah.
and do what we do.
Please.
Today is Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Freestyle Friday the 13th. How y'all feel about Friday the 13th?
I don't know. Do you think it's lucky or bad?
I mean, it's a Friday. So if it's a payday, it's lucky. If it's not, it's bad. I mean,
That's how you determine it.
I'm not a real like superstitious type of person. So
Mhm.
I don't really do superstitions like that.
Okay.
Like, I mean, my aunties and I got family members that, that's really big and superstitious. So don't sweep your feet. You go to jail. Got to spit on the broom. And
I spit on the broom.
You do?
If you
sweep your foot, you
yeah,
spit
but
on the broom.
but there's some things
Yeah.
that like I don't subscribe to.
Okay, gotcha.
Like the black cat, I used to, but no,
Okay. No.
I stopped subscribing to that.
Yeah, So we're gonna ask y'all, how do you feel about Friday the 13th
And superstitious.
and superstition? How do
Yeah.
you feel about Friday the 13th?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, but no, it's for me, it ain't really a thing.
Mm-mm.
That's free tattoos, right? Not free, but it's like tattoos.
It's
kinda-
$31 tattoos today.
Okay.
And every tattoo shop and stuff usually have like Friday the 13th special
Yeah.
because you only get so many.
So when I was working over at USF
Mhm.
last summer, it was a younger demographic,
Mhm.
and maybe half the staff went and got tattoos on Friday the 13th.
Because you get
Like
tattoos.
they left and left work and came back with new tattoos. I was like, really?
Mhm.
That's a thing.
It is. It's a big thing.
Okay.
It's huge.
Wow.
Because they get tattoos, they get piercings. Because sometimes it's like $13 tattoos, $13 pills piercing.
Okay.
But then they switched. It's like, so at Urban Ink, it'll be 31 or $31 tattoos.
Okay, but then it's like a choice that you have, right?
Yeah, it's limited.
Okay.
Because if you want a real, so you
You
think
ain't get the whole sleeve.
Nah, you ain't getting no whole sleeve. You know, yeah, because people come in here, they be wanting all this for $31. No, book you a real appointment. Because most shops have a shop minimum, and most shop minimums is anywhere from like $50 to $75, somewhere around there.
So on Friday the 13th, you really getting a judge. So
you really is.
Be grateful for
so if you want to just to do something, cute little matching tattoos is good that day. Like if you want something, they're not huge tattoos, so you're not gonna get like
the whole world. So let me know, y'all, what y'all think about Friday the 13th. Is it lucky or is it unlucky? Good morning, Bridget. I see you.
And you don't have tattoos.
Wells, I see you. I got a couple.
You do?
Yeah, I got a couple. My wife and I got like some matching ones. We did 1 year. It kind of started out like as a tradition, but I stopped after the second year. We was going on our anniversary to get a tattoo together.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and so we did that for a couple years, and then I think last year I bucked the tradition. So
you bucked it.
I just didn't do it.
Okay.
I mean,
you entitled.
I don't do pain too tough like that. I'm just not into pain.
You know, I have a few tattoos, and the crazy part is like they're kind of out there, but you don't even realize like I have them.
Okay. That's what's up. Dan, I see you. Mr. B, good morning. Okay, so you got like discreet tattoos where you can still like get
I can, but people don't like,
no, I hear that loud and clear. We got a Would You Rather.
Okay, would you rather what?
Would You Rather is brought to you by Jerish Martin. So when you're looking for high quality entertainment curation or top tier event stage management, look no further than Jerish Martin LLC. Offering professional entertainment consulting, artist coordination, and event management services to bring your next event to life, ensuring a seamless, exciting experience for your audience. Shout out to Jerish Martin. Would you rather? I like the sound effect. Would you rather do a solo spa day or a peaceful nature hike with no phone?
Solo spa day.
You ain't going in the woods?
I like the woods, but I love the spa.
Would you do a solo spa day or a peaceful nature hike with no phone?
A solo spa day.
Solo spa day. Okay.
You I'm just thinking.
Oh, look, you just took it up right there. Immediately went to the spot.
Yes.
Like
yes.
I went. You went right there.
You get in the pool.
Okay.
You can get in the jacuzzi. You get massages. You get your face mask. You get head massages. Your feet. Okay. It's just nice and relaxing. You get your cucumber water.
Okay. I never had that. I never had a spa day.
Oh,
we got massages together, my wife and I, but I ain't never get like the big mama treatment.
No, you got to do
the hot rocks on your back and all that stuff.
I think like one of the best spa days I did was in Boca Raton.
Amber said solo.
Yes. I think.
And Bridget don't believe in Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Yeah. But
good morning, Mom. And Boca Raton.
Okay.
At the resort, and like they have like this thing like that you get under, and it just like the water shoot down hard, and it like beat on your back.
Okay.
And then they have these different tubs that you hop in, and it like got mud, it got minerals, like you got like 6 different ones that you could just like sit in and.
Okay, so the solo spa day clearly is your choice.
Yes, all day.
See, my only connection with solo spa day is Big Mama's house. So when I think of solo spas, I think of like Big Mama.
And so
jumping in the mud, eating the doggone cucumbers that's on your eyes.
No, you don't got to eat your cucumbers, but if you go there to relax, it's so like you really. I think everybody should go to the spa.
Okay, solo spa day it is. So, am I taking the peaceful nature hike? Probably not. I'll take the spa day.
Yeah.
But then solo spa day, I would like to do something like that with my wife. I wouldn't want to go solo to the spa. Like I want to share the experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay home on my behalf.
It's all good. Stay home.
No, but you know what? No, I'm with you. Because sometimes that's good. Like girl spa days, couple spa days. It's relaxing regardless.
Okay, yeah, I hear that, but I just like I can't imagine doing something like that.
So
by myself.
you'll go on a solo walk by
I
yourself
will
in
do
the
that. I will. I do. I take a peaceful nature walk. Yeah,
Mm.
no phone. I do that.
I would do it too,
Yeah,
but if I had
but
a
if you had to
choice,
choose,
yeah, I'm
which
totally spa day.
one? Totally spa day.
100% spa day. But you know, a lot of people haven't experienced like real, like not saying like, because I used to get massages probably like every week at one point in time because they was
Okay.
just relaxing.
Right.
You
right,
find the
right.
little specials and you can kind of get on there.
Yeah. I hear that.
But yeah,
I'm listening.
you need to release that tension and get them knots out your back and
Yeah, I'm with all that.
yeah. So
But I just would, again, I wouldn't want to do it by myself.
okay, well, couple spa day.
Couple spa day. I take a couple spa day over the peaceful nature.
Okay, because
if I had to do it by myself.
Because regardless, either one of them are peaceful.
Yeah, UB, what's good, man? I appreciate you. UB has been one of the most consistent supporters of the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
He's actually on the top when I was going through.
Okay, yeah, there's
Like
actually like data to show.
It shows data like
Yeah,
UB's one of the top.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he gives us like feedback afterwards. Like he'll send a text message. Great show, y'all. Good topic. And you just don't know that's all. That's a good thing, man. I feel good when I get those messages and know that we did a good job.
When we get text messages, phone calls, inboxes, like when we're missing, or you say, "Oh yeah, the engagement," that makes getting up this early well worth it.
Right. That's about all the pay we get. So
for real,
because them stars help pay a couple bills, but I mean, they contribute. They don't even pay a whole bill yet.
No, they don't.
But y'all can definitely help if you like to. You can give stars. You can go to www.99jamstheberg.com and leave a contribution. Amber said, couples is good, relaxing, but I promise you, when you're relaxed, you will forget your spouse is there. Both of you are in your own relaxed state.
You are.
Okay, yeah,
you are.
yeah,
like, because have you been to a couple massage?
Yes.
And like y'all will start off talking.
Yeah.
You start off talking, and then next thing you know, it's kind of like
you gone. You gone. So just thinking about the spa days and the massages, right? A man or woman, does it matter to you?
It doesn't really matter to me.
Man or woman?
It doesn't. I'm not one of the people. I just want a good massage.
Okay. I want a woman.
Most men are more picky than women are.
Brothers, when you go get your massage, do you prefer a male or a female masseuse?
Most men always stay women.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Unless it's like sports related.
Okay.
I've seen it. Unless it's sports related, somebody doing like stretching you out, doing all this other stuff.
Right. And then they have tools. Like I could tell he hit me with the gun one time, and so yeah. But spa day, massage day, I want a woman.
Yeah, I mean, I typically get. I don't care, but I usually get a woman. Okay. But I don't care. Like I'm not one of the people like you gotta. As long as it's a good massage, I'm happy.
You good with it? Leo, long time no see. What's good? Appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you. If y'all could share it, tag a friend. If y'all just coming in, tuning in, tag this and share a friend. We're gonna talk about Tyler Perry straw.
Oh, we gotta talk about straw.
We got straw. We got the sheriff. Did you see that thing with the sheriff saying telling protesters if you cut up, we're gonna kill you, basically? Brevard County Sheriff. I'm gonna see if I can play this.
Oh, you gotta find this. This is getting they're getting ridiculous.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that. Also, this weekend, really tonight and this weekend and all next week, it's a lot of things happening. And so one of the things that we would love for y'all to participate in is 613, the Youth Mental Health Awareness and Suicide Prevention Resource Fair. It's going down or going up, depending on where you are on the tone scale. But it's 613, and it's happening tomorrow, 10 a.m. To 2 p.m. at Lake Vista. And it's going to be live DJ, free food, remembrance walk, community resources. It's a powerful community gathering. It's free and open to everybody, designed to raise awareness and reduce the stigma and support youth and families dealing with mental health challenges and suicide prevention. It's also an opportunity for you to connect, learn, and heal together please register. Registration is required. There's a QR code that we have on the screen. And also you can go to Keyshawn's Corner with the K.org. And let's come together, y'all. Protect our youth and strengthen our community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking for something to do today, again, $31 tattoos at Urban Ink.
Okay.
Then we got the coffee concert tonight at Urban
Doors
Drinkery.
Open at 7.
Yeah.
We from there.
Jack Fletcher, you know,
Okay.
he don't perform a lot, so he coming out like, and I've been seeing the post.
And shout out to Jack. He said he just celebrated 19 years on his job.
Listen, yes.
Yeah,
so you know, Jack is one of my co-hosts on the Plug Report, and I always tell when I first met Jack, we was like elementary school.
Okay.
We was at my cousin Raymond's house.
Okay.
And now his cousin Eric Gatson was my best friend at the time.
Eric Gatson, that's my cousin on my wife's side.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, so me and Eric was best friends.
Okay.
And they're cousins. So they came in. And Jack completely lied and said he was from California. He was like, I'm from California.
Okay.
So every time
was that when Tupac was big? He wanted to be from the West Coast.
No, that was before Tupac. But I said Tupac.
Right.
But yeah, so that's always an inside joke because I'm like, Jack from California.
Right. Where you from, Jack? Also, tonight, Brother You Good is a wellness and health recognition of Father's Day celebration. It's shout out to Rashid Mazel. He does this group. He has a group called Mentality, where it's men who get together and they do that like once a month. And the culmination of it is going to be, tonight with Brother You Good. It's at Enoch Davis. It starts at 6 o'clock, 6 to 8, and they usually have like phenomenal gifts. Shout out to Kimberly Williams. I don't know if she's still doing it, but I know Miss Kim used to be a part of it, and like I still have some of those gifts that they give you. So brothers, when you go, sometimes you go to them, the events, and they had a little grab bags and this little little trinkets. But like I got a battery, things that you can jumpstart your.
Oh, that's a good gift.
Yeah, she had that kind of stuff, like the whole grill kits. And, you know what I mean, like stuff that you could really. Do
use
something.
Nothing nothing to get like like I appreciate
I do everything is appreciated.
Yeah, but some stuff I don't need to use everything. You know what I mean? Some stuff be like
but they have really good stuff.
And June is Men's Mental Health Month.
Yep.
It is. And I mean, in our community, there's a stigma that like, mental health means that you're crazy. It means that you're not healthy.
Well, that's the thing. You got mental illness, and then you have mental health.
Right.
That's the other thing too. When I hear people say, "Man, we got to work on mental health," like we do have to work on mental health, but the mental illness is what you're addressing to make sure that you are mentally healthy. Yeah.
But even when you say mental illness or mental health, you're looking at it. Doesn't make you. It makes you unhealthy.
Yeah. Bottom line.
Bottom line, unhealthy.
Yeah.
Right. And so then in our community, we say crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But we really need
to get that flyer. I want to read that thing too about the breakdance.
Oh,
on your side. I can't reach it. Because it's gonna be good.
Okay, but it's you need to have, just like you check for diabetes.
Right.
You change some things, like when they tell you that you're pre-diabetic, you then start to take stuff out your diet. You start to change because you do not want to go into a full diet,
to have diabetes.
Right. So if they tell you you're obese and you need to lose weight because your cholesterol, high blood pressure, all that other stuff, you start to work out, you start to change some things. So with your mental health, you have to then start to address and change things. The difference between mental health and a lot of other things is that a lot of times we don't have the tools ourselves to change our mental health.
That's right.
That's
right. Yeah, so like you can go to your kitchen, or you can get up and go to the gym and change your body. But
and a lot of times,
do you work with to change your mind?
And this is where your therapist is coming at. This is when you go to these different groups that they have to help you with your mental, so that you're on the right page. Because if you're the only one diagnosing yourself and doing it, you're gonna put yourself back usually in that same box.
I hear that. Yeah.
And I don't
So you're
subscribe to all, because some people can break the cycle by themselves, because somebody gonna call and be like, I ain't need it. I get it.
I hear that.
But most people need checkups.
Yeah.
Even if you can change your diet by yourself, you still need to go to the doctor to see where you're
To
at.
know your numbers.
Right. And that's with your mental health too. And
we're gonna have to take a break.
Oh, we got to take a break.
And it's a lot that we got. Y'all see, we got a whole lot today. So I'm gonna put this up, and then when we're on the break, just check out those events, because we're gonna give you a trailer of what's happening. And then while we're on the break, make sure that you tag a friend, tell a friend. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the sheriff that's threatening to kill people. We're gonna talk about straw. I got a thing on Miss Shirley. You heard the little girl, Miss Shirley. So we're gonna talk about Miss Shirley and whatever y'all want to talk about. It's Freestyle Friday. So y'all stick around. We'll be back about 6-7 minutes after the hour with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
We must stand together, all together as one. United, we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United, we must stand together. Under God, we are one. We must fly to the sun every day. Fight for peace, not destroying our
My
dreams.
brother, my sister, I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday we'll touch the sky. You're an angel, little baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just a rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all together as one. United, we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United, we must stand together. Under God, we are one. We must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroying our dreams.
Peace in the streets, love to my brothers, love to my sisters. We all need each other. Children need their mothers and they need their dads. Taking a life that don't make you bad. The fact that you do that is so sad. Pocket watching, plotting on another man's cash. Pick up a book instead of picking up a gun. Increase your knowledge and that'll increase your funds. If everyone succeeds, then crime would decrease and people would live instead of resting in peace. Unity, that's what we need. Stand up and be a positive force in the community.
We are one, we must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroying our dreams. We must stand together,
Must stand together.
all together as one.
As one people.
United, we must
United,
stand
we shall
together,
rise.
fighting for
Will you fight for me
till our race is
till we
done.
see God?
United, we must
United,
stand
we will rise.
together.
Clap with me.
Under
Clap.
God, we
Clap,
are
yes,
one.
sir.
We must
Clap.
fly to the
Clap.
sun.
GB on the
Every
track,
day,
man, and I
fight
mean
for
this is from the
peace,
heart.
not destroying
Back and
our
forth to
dreams.
prison, cause my position in the ghetto was wishing my dreams was in my hand, man. Instead of so distant, violent crimes on my record, showing judges I'm reckless. Yes, they think I'm rich and young, like Young and the Restless. Every time I see a young brother rich in peace, got to be the only time when I watch TV. Cause the struggling and suffering is all I see. Besides muscling and hustling that wall with heat, I point the finger at the devil, boy, for taking my peace. Cause the only way to live is to take to the streets. But they rate me as a villain for the killing and dealing. For what? My last resort to make me a living. I don't give a damn, tell them so what. I'm gonna survive even if they threaten me with life. The arms of poverty held tight, making life a fight. But in the sky, we got to unite. Keep your head in the sky.
We must stand together, all together as one. United, we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United, we must stand together. Under God, we are one. We must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroying our dream. We must stand together, all together as one. United, we must stand together.
Indicated he might ease up on immigration raids at farms and hotels after those sectors expressed.
All right.
And just like that,
We are back. We
We-
are back. We are back. We back. We back. We back.
we're back. We're back.
Hey,
We're back. We're back. We're back.
we live too.
We are.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John,
And this is Kiana.
and this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT.
See that?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangster.
baby.
And if you don't know,
Now you know.
know.
I have a question for you.
Okay, I'm
I
listening.
mean, because it's freestyle
Look,
Friday.
I'll respond. That don't mean I'll answer. They
Like-
taught me that in politics.
Okay.
Respond to everything. That don't mean you have to answer it.
This is true.
What's your
Okay, so we live here in St. Pete, right?
Mhm.
And we like, I feel like this is Cheers. Like everybody knows your name.
okay? okay. I hear that.
Do you like this setting, or would you like to go somewhere where nobody knows you?
I like to go where nobody knows me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I was just having this conversation. It's interesting that you asked me this. I was we was having the conversation last Friday about how I don't go out, and I don't like hang out. I don't really show up to a lot of the stuff that be going on. And I was just sitting with that and kind of processing that. And part of the reason why is because when I go out, like it's you brother John. And everybody got to ask, they got a question, they got a problem, they got something that they want to bring to you, they got an idea they want to run by you. And sometimes I just be want to just chill.
Sometimes.
Yeah, most times, really. Like if you see me in a casual setting and I'm there like just to go hang out and chill, I just want to chill. Like I ain't really trying to work.
But
I ain't
you know
trying
what?
to, but it's always like,
But I hear that.
Yeah.
Like I hear that.
yeah.
But in those settings, I've seen like we'll be chilling. You be like, oh yeah, but let me tell you about this.
That's what I mean. I can't help it.
Right. So that's what's up.
I can't help it. But and my conversations usually end with action items. Like I don't have conversations that don't end with something to do. You know what I mean?
I
Or
get
some
it.
kind of connection or some type of follow up. Okay, because we have these great dialogues. You running an idea by me. It's a good idea or a bad idea, whatever it is. But it usually it's like work, and so it seems like every not every time, but most times when I'm out, I'm working. And so, yeah, sometimes I just be wanting to chill.
They say, let the man chill.
Thank you
You
so
know, I
much.
really
I
can't.
appreciate
It's
that.
so blurry.
Yeah. Got glasses, but refusing to wear
No,
them.
I know. I know. I got them for. This is
Good morning, Tiffany.
a real reason to wear them.
Okay.
But so just sidebar, y'all, really
Yeah,
quick.
Freestyle
I
Friday.
bought 3 pair of glasses.
Okay.
I've already lost 2 pair. I
Okay.
don't know what 2 of them at.
Two of the
And I
three
had
of them.
lost all 3
Okay. But
because
you
I'm
found
new,
one.
and I found one. So I'm new to this glassing wearing thing, right?
But you got to wear them to
But
get
they're
used to
only
'em.
readers.
So you get the little thing and have them with you. But I get it because my wife, she, when we go out, she would get her glasses.
And then when
we
I
do
have
movies and
them,
stuff too.
because I
Yeah.
wore them to a family meeting the other day, and
Yeah.
we were at a restaurant, and everybody like, I didn't even know who he was with the glasses.
Right.
You gotta wear your glasses. And then if I put them on, because
Oh, hold on.
Go ahead.
No, this is back on the everybody know your name thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my wife.
We can hop back on.
Sweetie, good morning, sunshine.
Hey, twin flame.
She
Okay.
said morning. Just because they know your name, it doesn't mean they know you. People have it twisted. So,
This is true.
yeah, so they can know your name, but they don't know.
But I will.
Cases,
That is, but a lot of times I bump into people,
Yeah,
and if I don't know them, they know so much about me.
yeah.
Hey, how you?
Oh,
Right.
wait. No, and that's another part of it, right? Because I'm getting better with remembering people's names
Mhm.
because I'm like intentionally trying to do it.
Uh-huh.
And you know my story, right? I moved a lot growing up,
Yeah.
so I was in a lot of different places, and so by the time I got in like 5th, 6th grade, I just stopped making like connections.
Okay.
So that was one of the things, like, because like I don't know if I just don't remember a lot of people,
Okay.
but a lot of people remember me from school. I was just doing laundry,
Mhm.
and a woman walked up to me and she was like, I remember you. And I'm like, from where?
Yeah.
And she was like, we went to school together. I'm like, okay. I couldn't identify that woman to save my life. Like
Really?
if somebody had a gun to my head and say, who is this? I would have had no idea. And she was like, we went to Azalea together. You used to run track. You played basketball too. And I'm like, sure did. But I didn't know who she was. Right after that,
Uh-huh.
another woman comes in the laundromat. This at the laundromat. Now I'm just trying to fold clothes. And that's kind of like my, my little,
Yeah, long time.
yeah, right. Don't bother me. I, doing whatever. That's my thing. And so another woman walked up to me and she was like, you look familiar. I know you. And I'm looking like, okay, like she do look familiar, but
Yeah.
I don't know who she
Right.
is. And she was like, y'all doing that thing on 49th Street. And I was like, yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
She was an older woman and she was like, she said, Miss Moore. And I was thinking that was her name. So I'm like, hey, Miss Moore. She was like, no, I was with
Miss Moore.
I came to the meeting with Miss Moore.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. But then now we having like a whole conversation about and I'm like, I'm just here trying to fold my clothes.
So
Like, that
I
ain't
think
finna
I'm one of
go.
them people who don't really meet strangers.
Okay.
Right.
Same.
And I think we kind of similar have like the same, like when you come, people like, oh yeah, Kiana, oh, I need you for this. And I'm finding it that it's just my role, right?
Yeah, that's it. Everybody have a part
And
to
everybody kind of have their thing. But I like the fact that like when I go places, I think like I have lifelines.
play. Okay.
And
Yeah.
part of that, like, when you say, sometimes you be like, dang, I just don't want to be bothered by people.
Mhm.
But then I'm like, I'm so blessed to be able to have lifelines when I need something. And a lot of times, because I have a lot of lifelines,
Yeah.
people calling like, hey, Kiana, do you know if I can, or do you know something?
Yeah.
Or da-da-da. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, let me think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can do this. Oh, yeah, let me,
That's true.
know.
That's
So,
true. Yeah, it is. It's public service, community service at its best. And I mean, I enjoy what I do. I love what I do.
I
So
do too.
don't
this is just random talk.
I'm just telling you for real. Like sometimes it can be overwhelming.
Mhm.
You know, it can be a lot. And when you going somewhere like to try and just get away, and you always run into it, like sometimes it can be overwhelming.
And that's when
So,
you get away.
yeah. And so,
But have you ever got away and then you see somebody like
that okay, no, not that I can think of right away. What's good, Royce? I see you. My
yeah,
man.
no, but that was just a really thought like,
No, I appreciate that. So I got a question.
okay, go ahead.
Who is your favorite rapper turned actor?
Oh, that's what people say.
That's what the people say.
I like LL Cool J.
Okay.
I was even though they have like ended like basically all the series,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm. Which series is that? Because LL is all he was kind of like doing his thing for a minute.
He was on
Is that NCIS?
yes, LA.
Okay, gotcha.
And so they ended NCIS LA like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then and then he went to Hawaii NCIS. And then they ended it right after that. And now I see him like on international, like on the other, like he'll do like spots
so
on
sound
that.
like you a NCIS fan.
I like good TV shows. Like if I get caught up in my favorite pastime when I'm at home is watching TV or
Okay.
I'm listening to these books, right?
Okay.
And so I'll go back and look at these different
Right.
series. So yes,
So LL, that's what you going with?
Yeah, I like LL. I'm trying to think who else because it's some good ones out there.
So I'll tell you what the people said.
Okay.
And what the people say is brought to you by yourbrotherjohn.com.
Oh, I like Method Man too.
He's on here.
Ooh.
So what the people say? Quick summary of what the people say about favorite rappers turned actors. Top mentions. Ice Cube was mentioned the most. Method Man got a lot of big love for his range.
I just seen a movie with Method Man.
Okay. He did it?
He did it, but
I don't know what that means.
I ain't like how he did.
Okay.
Like I ain't like his character.
Oh, that means he did his thing.
Yeah.
If you like hate the character, that means he was really good at playing the character.
Yeah.
I was just having that conversation with my daughter. We were talking about Straw, and we're gonna talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
Queen Latifah.
I love Queen Latifah. Her series just ended.
Equalizer.
Yes, which I'm really upset about.
And they noted her as being the female GOAT. They said. Common. Some see him as versatile. Others say he's a bit samey, like kind of always playing the same type of character. But he got a big mention. And then of course Will Smith.
Oh, you can't forget about Will. Will is the biggest.
As far as box office and it
ain't no bigger than Will when you look at rappers
oh yeah, he's the biggest, by numbers and product and what he's
and
done.
Versatile. Like Will can play anything.
Yeah, but the people said Ice Cube over Will. LL Cool J, they said he has a steady presence, especially noting the several different roles that he had. And so y'all put it in the chat. Who is your favorite rapper turned actor? I got Common and Will Smith.
Ludacris.
Ludacris is in here. Not my favorite, but I love Method Man. Bridget said Ice Cube and Method Man. And then there was also some mentions. They mentioned Mos Def. They said Mos Def for his acting more than music, apparently, because people can't really name a lot of Mos Def songs, but they see him in movies.
Yeah, but I can't name a whole lot of Mos Def movies. Once he left and moved, like after Brown Sugar.
Okay. Then that was it. And then somebody actually mentioned themselves. Shout out to Franchise. He said, "Me, I'm my favorite rapper turned actor is me."
Hey, put yourself up there.
Why not? Believe in yourself, my brother. So the top three were Ice Cube, Method Man, and Queen Latifah. They were the unofficial Mount Rushmore of rappers turned actors. And that's what most of the people said in the
people don't really think of Will Smith as a rapper because he's been he's been box office. But if y'all, I don't know if y'all heard like snippets of like Will album that he dropped.
His new one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fire.
I haven't heard it.
Like go and listen to whatever like
Erica Hall was good.
No, because it was so much controversy. Will was like yeah.
I listen to Will. I will check him out. Erica says Queen Latifah, Common, and Will Smith her tops, and definitely appreciate y'all engagement. So
Straw.
Okay. So the movie Straw, Tyler Perry. I'm trying to find a synopsis.
And I'm gonna say, if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. We finna talk about it. But TikTok have told everybody.
Are we gonna do spoilers? We doing
we're doing.
Should we do a spoiler alert?
I mean, it's been out long enough that, like, at this point, if you ain't watched it, somebody done already spoiled it for you.
Okay. So spoiler alert. You're gonna find a spoiler. I had to click off a spoiler because I was watching something, and then I was like, oh wait, they going. Like they didn't do the spoiler alert. No, I don't like spoilers.
Sometimes I do. I ain't even gonna lie.
I don't like
spoilers. Like if I'm watching something and I'm anxious, I just gotta know. Like just jump me to the end and then
you okay.
I'm still gonna watch it.
So if we together and I've seen it and you haven't, you all right with me telling you what's gonna happen?
Depending on the movie, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll be like, yeah, just tell me.
Okay.
Just tell me.
See, I'm like, just be quiet.
But it depends. Some stuff I do want to watch.
Okay.
Now, what I do hate is like if you've seen the movie and like I'm into the movie and then wait for this, it's about to happen. No. Okay. This the part right here. Okay. This the part.
Look, you gotta look. Yeah.
I am looking.
I just chill.
Shut up.
Just chill. So we want to know what your thoughts on the movie Straw. Did you think it was good, okay, or not your thing?
Okay.
Let us know what your thoughts were. But I think for me, this was one of the best Tyler Perry movies that I've seen in a really long time. because I had stopped watching Tyler Perry movies for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Tyler Perry movies that like don't have, you know, his same crew.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, he got like his same little,
Yeah.
you know, like Brown and Medea. Like I the Medea ship and all of that stuff kind of just sailed for me, right? But like Alex Cross, you know what I mean? Like those kind of movies that he do.
Yeah.
And so this was one of those where it was like, okay, yeah, I really appreciated how he did this one. And it was really good in my opinion.
I think it was really good. I will tell you is that damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm sorry.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Freestyle Friday.
Because when you look at the plethora of movies that he has, right, you find, oh, he wearing a dress. You complain about that.
Okay.
Oh, you find love. Why you got to do that? Oh, the trauma and all like. And
why is it always the light-skinned hero, knight in shining armor that saves struggling, distressing?
Have the case may be is always like he can't win. But Straw was really good.
Straw was good, and then Rodney Bennett. I saw something that you said too, Rodney, that I was going to comment on, but I knew we were going to talk about it today. Rodney said, "My issue is this: far too many blacks make a point to talk about his movies in the negative when they have made nothing." I hear that. This is what I was talking to my daughter, my wife, and my daughter. We was talking about Tyler Perry and how people complain about how you know he makes the same movie. You know, and then we started we was joking, like we have a good time. Our conversations be a trip. That's why I don't mind being home because I have fun with my family at home. When we So, side note, but we was talking about it, just tripping off of it, and like just kind of running his motif. Like, okay, yeah, you know, you're gonna have the struggling black woman. You know, you're gonna have the light skinned savior. You're gonna have the dark skinned bad dude who's being mean to the like. You know all of these elements of his movie. Then Medea is going to give you, you know, the speech. There's going to be a church scene.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
His recipe.
You know his recipe, but that's where we landed. That's his recipe, right? And so you think about it this way: people talk about, well, you know, he always make the same movie. It's working for him,
and not even if he make the same. You have to look at this point. Tyler Perry, not only on BT with plethora of series, right?
Yeah.
That gives you a different. You got sisters. You got, you know what I mean. They got so many different, and he's not only on Netflix. Yeah, he's on Prime.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he has his really, movies like
product. He's
like pushing, and this is what I say is that like they say build their own. They say you know
and the man did it,
and he did it.
Yeah, I love that. I posted it a couple years ago. I said, look, I'm not necessarily a fan of all of his movies, but I love and respect his hustle and what he represents to the culture. But the point I was making about the recipe is, you think about it this way. If you have a sauce, right, and you selling your sauce, when people come, they coming for your sauce. And but if the sauce is not good to you, that don't mean I'm going to change the sauce to try and cater to you. Right. Because I have a whole fan base that when they show up, they want this sauce.
Think of it like this too. Okay, when you go to a concert, usually the concert is the same concert. Like they travel.
Yeah.
And do the same show, right?
Yeah. Except Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu pushed the same album for 15, 20 years.
But she perform it in a way.
It don't matter. It's the same album.
But so every time she perform it, you ain't gonna do that to Badu now.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not. Yeah, not in front of me.
Yeah. I ain't saying nothing wrong with Badu.
Because her live shows are nothing like an album.
Yeah. No, your live show shouldn't be nothing like your album.
But most of them are.
No. It depends. Yeah. If you have a real good live show, that's the beauty of live shows is that you can shorten. You can extend because you have live music and you go off the feeling of the crowd.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you ever see like a live show, they put up their hand like this, that means we stop it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We're going to bring it to an end. You know what I mean? But if you see them like moving on, like they'll tell their band to keep moving on. The live show is supposed to do something better. But my point is that you're going to get that same song.
You're gonna get so
you're coming for that song.
Let's take a comment. So,
go ahead.
Tiffany Moore said, "I love Straw. Also thought it was one of his best true depiction of the struggle of single mother with no support system and how it could make a person snap." Bridget says, Straw was very good and timely. There are a lot of people going through things now, mentally, financially, etc., which we never know when someone is at the breaking point. I say that all the time.
But
too.
you know, okay, so what I saw, and I saw the mental health part of it,
Mhm.
but I saw the sisterhood.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You saw that one person, all you need is one person to believe in you.
That's right. That's right.
You need one
Yeah,
person. You need that
yeah.
one person to be your advocate when nobody else is.
And to put on courage.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Tiana Taylor was that.
Yeah,
She
she's
saw
a
it in a
champion, yeah.
different. She saw it in a different lens.
Yeah. Well, that's also the importance of having people who share some of your lived experiences.
And then on top of that, that also shows your character. So I kind of went in a little bit more deep.
Yeah.
Tiana Taylor character, even though they don't do the backstory, had to be somebody who her captain respected.
Okay.
Because
That's true.
when she say no, this could be this, and he was like, "Come on in."
Yeah.
He trusted her decision because she said it's a gut feeling. So that
And
lets you know.
you went with, yeah, that's right.
So that lets you know that when you work hard and you do good work, even if you don't have the proof, it's like God.
Yeah.
You believe that the outcome is gonna be what
Yeah.
he say it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So I got that part from like
I
Tiana
saw
Taylor
that.
part,
I saw
right?
that. Yeah.
And then you saw in there, you always got a hating sister or a hating
Man.
somebody that's in there because
Yeah.
she
I ain't
could
like Tessa.
no, 'cause Tessa really could. But see, Tessa's one of the people who didn't like her job.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then she looked down
Yeah.
at people and she knew that girl was struggling. She knew exactly who she
Yeah.
was because she
And
had
then-
already.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, because I go to the bank all the time, right? I take my
Yeah.
clients to the bank. One of my clients don't ever show their ID.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know when we pull up, everybody say, "Hey," it's like cheers. Hey, and I say, "Hey, he need his balance."
Yeah. Not
And-
too many spoilers. Don't spoil it, but just know
Yeah.
that Tessa, I ain't like you in that movie.
It don't matter. We said it was a spoiler alert.
But I'm trying to be to them what I would like them to be to me. So go watch it, and if you haven't seen it,
But if you haven't seen it, click off.
clear.
I know. So no, but then
No,
you
that's right,
saw
though. Yeah.
where sometimes you need somebody to believe in you and just
Yeah.
walk you through it also, even though they know the truth
Mhm.
until you see it. And that was the bank manager. She
Okay,
knew
yeah.
what the out. She knew because they had because you know I'm not because
No,
they
I didn't know she knew.
she said it at the end.
Yeah, but when she said it,
But I'm just saying, raise your hand if you already saw the movie. Everybody in here talking about they saw the movie. Everybody in here saying they saw the movie.
okay.
So, like-
so we just go ahead. Go ahead. Also, let me see. Wait, hold on. Tiffany, she says Tyler has
Oh,
so many people.
sorry, Miss Teresa.
She haven't seen it. Oh, see? See? But he has, I guess, put so many people on, and even helped revive the careers of those actors and actresses that may have fell off for whatever reason. He takes care of his own. So, like Sinbad, he put Sinbad.
Yeah, because
in here.
Sinbad was in the movie.
Yeah, he had a good part in there that fit.
Yeah, that kind of fit what he was at. Yeah.
Amber says, so deep. It was so layered. He has opened others to share their stories and open themselves toward healing. Absolutely love that. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was many layers.
And it's one of the movies, to be honest, that you need to watch more than once.
Yeah, you could.
Because you only if you one of them people that like dissect movies.
You would say, don't spoil it all.
I'm not. I'm done. I didn't tell. Like I just kind of went into like the character, like how I as well. If I spoiled it, I'm sorry.
Okay,
but this will give y'all.
No, I want to
go ahead.
Say this. I don't know what I just did. I hope I didn't take us down. We still up over there?
Yeah, we still up over here.
Okay, gotcha. Because I did.
Oh, Debbie Yada just put a link in. I don't know what it is. It's not pulling up. And then you text me yesterday that link, but it didn't pull up either. So retext it. Sorry.
Okay. But this actually is I think a good segue because there was a part in the movie where she had a problem with a police officer. Right?
Yes.
And the issue that she had with the officer was one of the things that was like a sticking point for her in her situation. And it was because the officer, had threatened her. And so after the officer, threatened her, that like triggered her in a whole nother way. And now we have an officer here in Florida. And I hate that I just did that because I had the clip. But there was basically an officer in Brevard County who was giving a presentation. And he was doing that Grady Judd style presentation, you know, with like the talking tough saying, you know, if you do this, we're gonna do that. And if you do this, we're gonna do that. So like if you run, you know, he's talking about protesters.
Yeah.
So he's talking about protesters and like protester, if you run, we're gonna chase you, you're gonna be tied and you're going to jail. If you spit on us, we're gonna beat you up and then take you to jail. If you pick up a brick, throw a rock at us, we're going to come and tell your family where to pick up your remains because we will kill you graveyard dead. This is what he said. And it was just like, when I watched it, I'm like, okay.
He should not be in office. He should not.
I hear you.
No.
But I also hear you. And so that's what I want to talk about. First of all, did y'all see it? If you didn't see it, it's on my personal page. Y'all can go and check it out. Again, I had the clip, but I hit the wrong button. We also looking for a volunteer producer to help us with some of these segments. So y'all do that. If you're interested,
you just threw that out there. Hey,
we can get a.
If you're looking for some internship,
something to do for the summer, some lived experience that you can put on your resume.
If you ever wanted to work in the radio, come on in. Try it out this summer.
Try it out this summer. We welcome you. But it was just crazy to me how blazing and bold he was, because his position, it sounded like he was talking about some other country, like you know the whole idea of police, and we know that it's more theory than practice of protect and serve.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He clearly was like on some us against them type stuff. He wasn't there to try and help.
But that's the problem, is that it's us against them, and it shouldn't be that.
Yeah.
It's more people that's out here living right than they are living wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
There's more people out here working 9 to 5s than out on the street corner. There's more people that don't pull a gun to take somebody's life than not. And so the fact that you're saying that, hey, if you throw a stick,
he said, we will kill you graveyard dead. He said, it was in another place, he said, if you do something, you're gonna get bit by one of our big beautiful dogs. And I mean, it just was crazy when I saw it. I just couldn't believe what I was. So
I will tell you, when you lead with fear,
okay,
with people, it never ends well.
Yeah.
You want loyalty and respect. You want people to respect you because they value. Oh, there you go.
Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail. And most likely get sent to one of our most beautiful dogs that we have. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies.
A brick, a fire gun.
Yeah. If you do that, he said,
we're not going to
go to jail.
If you
well, he said you're going to be dead.
Yeah.
A brick, firebomb, or gun.
He said, we're going to kill you graveyard dead. Where's Brevard County? Because that sounds like...
Down south, it sounds like...
That sounds like something your grandma tell you. Boy, I'm going to kill you graveyard dead.
My grandma can tell me that.
Okay.
And my grandma can tell me.
But not a sworn officer.
My grandma can tell me a lot of stuff.
Safety. Yeah, that's there to like uplift and uphold the law. And then there's this idea about... let's go. Rodney. I feel America is saying where it is
with the KKK.
America with the 3 Ks, right? America is saying where it's at. It's about those in power are saying straight up, if you are speaking up for Black and brown people, we hate you and will harm you. They didn't say none of that when the Klan was rallying. And I am like, why are we doing nothing about this? We just take it. and to bring it modern times, one of the questions that came up in the comments under the post as well was, if this was if it was a Trump rally,
Right.
would they have that same energy?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, would they have that same fervor to go ahead and try and punish and exact retribution on those who are doing their demonstrations and expressing themselves through protests? The other thing that came up to me too, because it was a lot in the comment section, man. You know, that comment section is something else, boy.
Oh, they get real bold in the comments. Oh. When I say there's some real thugs on the internet, only on the internet though.
But when one of the things that was coming up when they was just discussing how where we are as a country when we do it was like, people have the right to protest, right? I hear that. Then I also hear the rhetoric that's happening, and sometimes we want to, I know my rights. But when you're dealing with somebody who don't respect your rights, I don't advise you putting yourself in harm's way. Like you know that you have a right to do this, but you saw a picture of an officer turning and shooting a woman who was reporting the news. Like there's a video of this.
Yeah. Like
he just turned the gun, shot, and she like, ow, boom, like literally just shot the lady. When you see that kind of stuff going on, especially Black and brown folks, it's ill-advised, in my opinion, to be out there because you're putting yourself in harm's way. You know it's going to be a confrontation, and so again, everybody can pick their struggle.
I was gonna say it depends because some people feel like their pride, or like, oh, I have to prove this, and to the power struggle, Now this is Kiana. The most powerful thing the most powerful thing you could do is walk back through your front door.
Absolutely.
The most powerful thing you could do is walk back through,
make it home safely.
Your front door.
To
the people who love you. All right. And I understand something. You can still hold your head up high and don't have to struggle. You don't have to pick a fight with everybody, like it, like you be like, thank you, sir. Like, and this is about saving your life, and sometimes that don't work. You know what I mean?
Because the culture, again, when you see the culture of law enforcement, when you see the approach to my wife said that's the goal. We talk about that. Make it home safe. But when you have this kind of culture, when you bold enough to get on live television and tell the public that you're supposed to be serving, we will kill you. We will
graveyard dead.
We will sick our dogs on you. You're gonna get bit by our dogs. If you try and stop our car, we're gonna drag you in the street.
And so what they're doing is taunting you. And like saying take the bait because they want to show. Like this is a game of chicken.
Okay.
Right.
Ooh.
It's a game of chicken.
Ain't no winners. In that.
Ain't no winners. Me personally, call me a chicken, but I get to go home. Like that's okay with me.
I'll tell you a true story. So in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, we organized a lot of marches, a lot of rallies. I've stood on Almerton and blocked Almerton right there by the sheriff's office. We had Almerton blocked, for almost a mile, right, with the Dream Defenders. This was after the Black girls got drowned, right, with the 3 Black girls who got drowned out there. And so we were doing the protests while we were out there. Shout out to Ashley Green. Somebody ran her over, like her foot literally got ran over. We was limping back, locked arms. And so I pounded the pavement with the best of them. I've blocked streets and done all of that. Fast forward to 2020 when they were doing the George Floyd thing. You probably remember this. So George Floyd, after that happened, I went down to the police station for that first day of the protest, which ended up being 100 days long. When I was out there in 2020 and I just looked around, felt the energy, something in my spirit told me like, this is it. This your last one. And I haven't done it since then because in that moment, it was like, there's another way that I am being
that you
moved.
can contribute.
I can contribute. And being out here blocking the streets, antagonizing, you know, the officers shouting down, you know, the police chief, and like that's just not where my spirit is.
And I'm going to tell you, not saying anything wrong with that.
No,
because some people that is your passion. That's where you want to be, and go for it. But everybody plays different roles, and you have to know which role you want to play.
And it became abundantly clear for me that that's not the role that I want to play. Yeah. Not anymore. Because like I said, I did it, and I respect it. I love it. I know what it takes to do that. And
then maybe one day you might feel like you need to be back on the front line.
Depending on what the issue is.
Depending on what the issue is. And not saying that you still don't believe it.
No, I reserve the right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just where I am now and where I was then I'm just in a different place as it relates to these protests. Because, you know, again, I come from the school of Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, where he was like, you know, don't force yourself into places where you know you're not wanted. Mm-hmm. So I didn't do die-ins. That was like, I draw the line on that. Mm-hmm. I remember when we was doing a Fight for 15 protest. We blocked the streets in Ybor. We blocked the interstate in Ybor City. But in the planning meetings, we was like planning on who gonna go to jail, because we was like, okay, when we do this, you know, they're gonna take some people to jail. And when they was like, who willing to go to jail? I put my hands in my pockets. I ain't try, like, look, I help organize, I provide rides, you know, if we need to bail you out, like the bail fund. But me actually going to jail, that's where I draw the line. Because again, my goal is to get back home safe. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just wouldn't sign up to go to jail. Right. And what I realized in that moment, that those who were signing up to go to jail had never been to jail. Right. So they had a different understanding of what jail was. You know what I'm saying? But they were willing to do it. And like I said, I love it. I appreciate it.
But somebody got to bail you out.
Yeah. So that was, you know, part of my role. James, what's good, my brother? And we're talking about this sheriff that has basically thrown down the gauntlet and really showing
and I feel
the
like
American people where we are right now.
And I feel like this is chicken. Yeah. I feel like this is a game of chicken. Wow. And who's going to, and nobody wins with chicken. If both of y'all keep going, you both crash out.
That's right. Thank you, Rodney says, standing, holding signs, blocking streets has yet to create change. It only helps to keep your base energized. History is a proven factor of this. It is definitely a way to mobilize. It's a way to bring awareness and energy. I will say this though, Rodney, as you say that, because in 2020, when there were those 100 days of protest that was happening right here in St. Pete, we got called in.
It does work.
When I say we, I'm talking about, there was a group of, you know, community leaders. I guess, you know, you would say that. I just got to pause because I got reactions to that. But I was in a room with people who, you know, are respected as leaders in the community. Right. And as we were going around the room, the meeting was basically a conversation with the sheriff, Altieri, police chief, and his team. And they were basically trying to get the green light from the community to shut down the protest, because they was like, okay, we had enough of this. We tired of it. They've been doing it so much. But then it was almost like consensus going around the room. But then when it got to me and then Mr. Edmond, particularly, shout out to Mr. Edmond, he reminded them that, because they were saying, well, these people are not even from here. You know, they not even from St. Pete. They coming from other places to lead these protests, which have been peaceful. Mr. Edmonds said, well, that's what they said about Dr. King when he protested in Selma. They were saying that, you know, he was an outside agitator. He wasn't from there as well. And when he said that in the room, you can see the light bulbs just went off for people like, oh, wow. And we reminded them in that moment, like, what side of history do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the side of history where you're supportive and you know, you providing the safe space, or do you want to be the ones who's shooting the water cannons and sticking the dogs on people who are just demonstrating and making their rights known? Right. So in that moment, it shifted. And I think that paved the way for them to be more mindful and considerate of what the response was to what their response would be to these protests. So shout out to Mr. Edmond. I just shared it on my page.
And the thing is,
like, he was out there, he was about it.
Oh no, Mr. Edmond, that's one thing.
He was ready. And we had like intervention. Like, we called him, we was like, bro, what you doing? Like, you know, like, it's dangerous out there. What are you really doing? But
he's one of them people.
He was locked in, and he was like, no, this ain't right. And we got to take a stand, and we have to. And so we was like supporting it. We ended up taking a group of the protesters, getting some resources to be able to provide some training to them. paid for a trip for them to go to Washington, D.C. as a
Right.
part of the anniversary of the march. So it was like some organizing that I was doing behind the scenes, but I just wasn't getting out there because I want to go home. So yeah, so I just want to let y'all know that we respect it, we appreciate it, but if you're going to be out there, be careful, be mindful.
Be careful. And some people, you need agitators. Like, listen, everything. No, you do. Like, you need all of it. And once you figure out your space, then you rock with it.
Yeah.
And there's some people you realize, even when you're like, if you have a spouse that's on the front line, that may be their calling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got to realize, like, that is their calling. And then there's some other people that's like, hey, I'm behind the scenes. Let me coordinate this for you. Let me do this. That don't make them any less important. It's just everybody has their roles
that's right.
when you're doing it. So I've seen a lot of protests that has made some change. We've seen it because it provoked conversation. And that's really what you want, so that you can have a dialogue, so somebody can understand where you and is an open setting and not behind closed doors, because usually there's conversations, but the rest of the world don't hear it. So when you're protesting, you're loud, you're screaming out there. So now you can't be ignored, or you can't have this private conversation that you say that you never had.
Let me tell you the other part of that story about the St. Pete protest, the St. Pete peace protest. That was one of the, if not the most peaceful in the state and around the country. What started happening was, after, again, they did it for 100 days.
Right.
What started happening in like day 35, 40 was the police chief was like, okay, what do y'all want?
Yeah.
And so another part of my role was to help craft demands, for this protest. Because it's like, okay, we just want justice. Well, what does justice look like? What exactly do you want? And what we started doing was, that's when we did the research around what became the community assistant life liaison program. Like, we lifted that up. A lot of, we had some researchers and people that was helping us, some lawyers, and they was like, well, here's a model. I forgot where we got the model from. But the idea was to send out, to not send out armed police when you have nonviolent crimes. And so, like, if it's a truancy issue, the kid just won't go to school. Why are you sending out somebody with
boom, 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 boom.
If they're having a mental health crisis, why are you sending them out? And so what came from those protests, when, to your point, Rodney, about it not making change, I would take issue with that here in St. Pete, because as a result of those protests, we have a program in St. Pete that has become a model nationally, where we send out counselors and people who can intervene, and social workers in cases that are nonviolent cases. And so now, because you've seen it where you call them, because your child won't go to school, and now it escalates and it turns into like a whole thing. And so, so the outgrowth of that, and I got to give credit to Mr. Edmond for his leadership and his willingness to put his body on the line, and then the rest of the team who was able to go behind the scenes and do the strategy piece of it. But those St. Pete peace protests, the end result of that was this community assistance life liaison program, and there was hesitation. And I remember vividly Chief Holloway saying, man, I don't know, I want to do it. And then Jabbar told him, he was like, man, look, you have an opportunity to do something and be bold. Like, you can do something that's never been done, because people are looking for answers. They're looking for solutions. And shout out to Holloway. He was like, okay, we'll give it a shot. They gave it a shot. And so now, now he's on a tour. Like, they take him around the country to talk about this program. But that program was the result of those 100 days of peace protests. So shout out to them. It does work. Absolutely. Fancy Nancy, the call program. I'm just giving y'all a little backstory.
Yeah.
I got to write a book at some point, because it's such a blessing, because we were there for the whole thing. We was there when they first tried to shut down the marches. They was basically trying to get our approval as leaders, so that they can say, well, the community said that this needs to stop. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because that's when they want to get the community voice.
Because
I mean,
this is so funny. They only want the community voice when they know they ain't got no business doing something. Because other than that, they don't come to you to ask you nothing. The police don't come in there to ask you, should I kick in that house? No, they're gonna kick in that house. So just think, when they were against the Uhura, right? Yeah. They had this community leading meeting to ask what the leaders thought. But any other time, the FBI, they not asking you your opinion
on whether or not we should do this. Because we flipped that table. Let me tell you another thing that happened as a result of that. After that, matter of fact, during that meeting, what it was, a lot of officers was in the room, and we were doing introductions.
Mhm.
And then we were hearing from officers like, yeah, I got a black son, I got a black daughter, I grew. And so what we ended up doing, and y'all can go back and rewind the tail of the tape, we began organizing conversations. They were called Black and Blue. I don't know if you remember those. We would do these Black and Blue town halls where we would get the black police officers of the St. Petersburg Police, put them in a room and have conversations in a private setting where we can talk about the experiences of them as being black and being blue.
Yeah.
And it was able to really help the community understand, like, this is their job, this is their career, but it also helped them contextualize, like, this is why we feel the way we feel about y'all, because you got somebody that's, in leadership.
Because everybody that's
create a relationship.
Yeah, because everybody that's in that blue uniform is not racist.
Yeah.
Everybody that's in there is not nasty. There is some.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's more, I want to say that there's more cops that do good than they do bad.
There you go. Definitely, it was definitely a time, Mr. Evan. I wish you was here for this one, man. Well, you got to come in and we got to tell this story, brother, because it's the truth, number one.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people need to know it, because you see things happening, you see them being celebrated for these programs, but you don't know the origin stories. Like, we had to really fight for that. And again, I got to give kudos to Mr. Edmond, because he laid his body on the line, was out there. I'm talking about, they was in the rain marching, like they were consistent.
Mr.
Like,
Edmond
he really led that push. And now the call program, community assistance, life liaison, y'all go to the St. Pete Police Department website, Google that program. That program wouldn't have happened, in my opinion, if it wasn't for the work of Mr. Edmond and those who were with him for that St. Pete protest. So,
yes.
Yeah, we believe in do good for real. Right?
Showing up through.
All right, so that's what we got, y'all.
All right, we got like 10 minutes, 9 minutes.
I think I got to ask Kiana.
Okay, because we didn't do it on Wednesday, because we had such a great conversation.
We really did.
We really we've been, this summer, started off kind of swinging.
It is.
Boom,
and we're
boom,
going to keep the party
we
rolling.
is, because we had Raphael. STEM Saturdays. Why you looking for tomorrow?
The 21st. It's the 21st.
No, next weekend.
Next weekend.
Okay,
next weekend is STEM Saturday at Child's Park. It's doing, I think it's 11 to 1, 11 to 2. Starts at 11. I'll say that. So come, bring your children. It's going to be hands-on robotics. It's going to be St. Pete Peace Protest. Tag them, man.
Yeah.
And then a lot happening.
Okay.
Nonetheless, I think this question probably would have been better, not better, but Raphael was here. He could have definitely chimed in on this, and he did address a lot of it during his remarks.
Okay.
But the Ask Kiana question, Rico, you was at them Black and Blue. I remember Rico's in here. He said salute. He was in the Black and Blue conversation. We did it over at the Gospel Ministries, and Rico, boy, that was a moment. But the way he left that room, oh my God, he shifted the energy and shifted the conversation, because he was just so passionate about it, and it definitely was a time, y'all. So the Ask Kiana is brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op. One Community Grocery Co-op is on a mission to create a grocery store that serves the community, for the community, by the community, and we need your help. Joining as a member owner means you're investing in healthier food options, local farmers, and a stronger neighborhood economy. Visit ocgc.coop to become a member today and be a part of building a grocery store that's owned for us, owned by us. Let's make it happen. We can do it together. Ask Kiana in the 7 minutes that we got. How do I help my child in school without passing down my own pain? Kiana, I'm struggling with this so much. My child has been having a tough time in school, and every time I try to help, I end up losing my patience. I see the frustration and doubt in their eyes, and it's like I'm watching my own childhood all over again. I know I'm not really mad at them. It's that I feel like I'm failing them, like I'm turning into my parents who didn't have patience for me. I want to be better, to break the cycle, but I don't know how to stop my own frustration from spilling over. How can I support my child in their schoolwork without making them feel the same hurt I used to feel? How do I show up for them with love and patience when I'm still trying to heal myself?
So parenting is hard. It's hard. And if you look back, you see that some of the stuff that your parents was telling you that you didn't like, that you really did need.
Okay.
And honestly, I feel like parenting, sometimes you have to be the bad person. It's a good cop, bad cop. And one thing about if you have a true relationship with your children is that you have to be able to tell them, like, I'm not gonna be here forever.
Okay. This specifically around schoolwork.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna be here forever.
Okay.
Right. So there's some life lessons that I have to give you that's gonna be tough.
Okay.
Right. I have to make you. So let's go back to just schoolwork, right? Because I kind of went, but because I'm just thinking
no, broadly, but yeah, this is
broadly, but if you
saying, like, I'm trying to help them with their schoolwork, but I get frustrated. And so it's like, you seen that video?
Get a tutor.
It ain't funny, but there was a video with this mom, and she asking him, 5 + 2.
Oh yeah.
and then they like, oh my God. Like,
no, because I would tell you have.
And then he like, listen, boy, and he grabbed. He was like, listen, it's 5 and 2. The answer is 6. The answer is 7. And he just wouldn't say what I'm telling you, it's 7. What's the answer? He's like, 50.
Like, no, sometimes you're not. I will tell you.
That's the image that came up.
But I will
me
tell you,
when
sometimes you're not the best teacher for your children.
Okay.
And sometimes you have to outsource that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to outsource it. Good parenting and good leadership knows your strength. And you don't have to be the one that lead it. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta stop.
Play to your strength.
Yes. Yeah. And if your child irritates you when call your cousin. Like, use your village.
That's right.
People don't utilize their village.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's another part of it, because it came up in here too. It says, I feel like I'm failing them. And that's another part of that frustration.
And you are. Let me tell you why you are.
Yeah.
It's because you're trying to do something that you know that you're not strong at.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so a good leader step back when they know that's not their strength. Okay. When you try to overcompensate and you know that's not where you're strong, you are failing them. When you have people that I can see different if you didn't have any other options. Okay. But utilize your village.
Right.
And if you don't have one, you need to make one. Parenting is a team sport.
Right on.
Parenting is a team sport.
One more time for the people in the back.
Parenting is a team sport. And if you don't have like blood family, you got to start to create these villages where you can make sure that your children are thriving. And even though you want to be everything to them, you cannot. I am so happy that Cheyenne had like other people that I trusted that she could go talk to when she felt like she couldn't talk to me. And even though I wanted her to be able to talk to me about everything, and I think she do for the majority of her, I just know some stuff she just don't want me to know because I'm her mama.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's some things that frustrate because you know your children, you get frustrated because you know their abilities and you see it, but you don't know, sometimes you don't know their internal struggles.
Right.
Because they haven't told you. So you need to let somebody else come in and help with that. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I hear that. I appreciate that. That's really good because I've had conversations with Antonio Brown. Shout out to the Competitive Readers Coalition. And that's one of the things that he talks about is, the reactions of the parents, to, when the boys sit down and he give them a book and put a book in their hand and they start reading and the parent is watching their child struggle, the parent will have a reaction to that because it's like they're embarrassed that their child is not performing according to what they think that they should be able to do. Like, boy, that, read that word. Right. And then they start pouncing on the child or they blame him. Well, you gave him the wrong book. The book too hard for him.
Stay at the barbershop. This is why he said, no. This is stay at the barber. Tony said it, is that at a certain age, I think he said like 5 or 6, start teaching them how to walk in there and do it because this is real life lessons. There's going to be times that you're going to have to struggle. And again, we have kids right now that don't know conflict resolution, cannot actually deal with anything that's stressful because somebody's hopping in, calling it bullying, or they are eliminating the situation for them, and instead of them working through it.
Yeah, and whooping them is not a teaching strategy.
Sometimes. No,
The views expressed are Kiana's only. So Tony,
no,
he said he applaud them for taking accountability. I do too, T, because
Yeah.
the fact that they're saying, look, I'm struggling with this and I don't know what to do,
Mhm.
that is big,
Mhm.
because asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's definitely a sign of intelligence. And we appreciate
and
that.
that's what we
Yeah.
appreciate. But see, just like you ask for help with this,
Yeah.
ask for help to help with the tutoring.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will tell you that. So if you a listener, I'm not, and I hope you didn't take that the wrong way. But
Okay.
you know how like you get checked on that, like it is accountability is really big. And when you
Yeah.
say I can't,
Yeah.
like I'm having a problem, that's the first sign
Yeah.
of like the strength. That
Yeah.
goes back to like mental health. And I know I'm just kind of wrapping that in because
Yeah.
we're at the end.
We are. Wow.
Is that
Team.
it's not weak
Yeah.
for you to say you need help. That's
Oh.
the sign of strength.
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
I end with this. This is what Rakisha said. We did an interview. We're gonna run that. Go back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Check out that interview with Rakisha Fuller of Keyshawn's Corner, and she said it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to not do something about it.
Right.
I thought that was like really powerful because you hear, oh, it's okay to not be okay. She put a comma on the end of that and said, but it's not okay to not do something about
And
it.
a lot of people sit there and don't want to do nothing about it.
All right, Charles, you've been listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams the Bird. You got a final thought?
I mean, it's 9:00. I mean, listen, stay tuned for Monday. We're going to be dropping jewels like all summer long. We're going to be talking about mental health, how help you with your children, all the. If y'all have questions, send them in for the Ask Kiana. And yeah, stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And we out.